Are we live? Yes. Hi, this is Dawn Sarah, and this is Monday's Empire Building Mastermind Hangout, and we are here today to talk about magic. How do we create some magic in our business? And we have a great little group of our Mastermind Hangout members on the inside. And if you're watching from the event page, you can go ahead and click on that link. Says, here's the link to join. Just click on that link. You'll pop on in on the inside. If there's too much room, you won't. If there's too many people on the inside, you will have to wait till somebody pops out. But we've got the comment tracker going, so if you have comments that you're watching from the outside and you just want to make a comment, shout out, say hi to somebody, go ahead and do that because we can actually see it on the inside, which is nice. So welcome, everyone. So happy. We're going to talk about some magic today. And before we get started on talking about the magic, my whole purpose in life is to help us entrepreneurs stay on track and understand this process of building an empire. What is it? This is what I have come to believe is the solid foundation for building your business. And when you're doing this, you're growing from a very sustainable place. You're not chasing after some crazy marketing madness. You're not getting yourself distracted by all of the distractions. You just know where you are on this empire building path. And it all starts with creating this ease of mind. So the first E in empire building, if you go for the acronym, that first E is about ease of mind, and that's really about creating the vision of where you're going to go with your business, your empire, or your offer. It doesn't matter. This empire building program works for an offer. It also works for your whole business. So this is the magic of it, and you can go through this whole process every time you're launching something new, which is what I do, and I am so glad that I have it written down so I can do that every time and fill in the blanks. So the M is about making a meaningful offer. That's all about your offer. If you have your most meaningful offer is your highest value offer. It's the offer where you are adding the most value to the world and you are receiving the most value. And so I'll just take a deep breath because we get really distracted. We want to be busy doing busy work and thinking that if I create a lot of little things, that will take care of the big things, and it can if you started with the right mindset and you know that that's the business model that you're creating. I'll take another deep breath because we can get really distracted very easily along this path. So ease of mind. M is about the offer. P is preparing to profit, and that's when you get into the marketing. Because without an offer to market, you just can't go out there and start marketing things. And without at least an understanding of where what you're marketing, what your product or service is that you're marketing. So the P is about preparing to profit, which is marketing. I is about inspiring action and taking inspired action. This is the best part about empire building because this is where we get. Hey, can you guys mute yourself when you come in? Thanks. The I is really about being in a state of presence with yourself, with the consciousness of your business, with divine consciousness, and being in that moment now all the time. But the I is specifically in business in empire building is about sales, taking inspired action and inspiring action in others. That's the sales process. Okay, and then R, again, is about creating a relationship with your results. Once you have your offer and you're marketing it and you know how to sell it, you have a nice little system that things go through that, then it becomes really, I don't know, necessary, but it becomes so easy to get distracted and think of something new before you really look at your results and say, what are these results really telling me? Because the results are absolutely an exact match to what's going on in your subconscious. So if your business is growing, you've got an expansive and growing subconscious mind. You're connected more with all that you're wanting, and you're pulling it in. If your results are not what you want, then you can reevaluate maybe how you're marketing your business. But that R is really all about creating a relationship with your results, and where this meets, where our divine relationship meets life in our business in regards to this R in empire building is on our calendar. So honoring our calendar as a sacred contract between our business, the divine, and our action is really important. So that gets us up to the R, and then that final E is about expansion. You got all that stuff together. You know, you're tracking your results. You have a sense of what your results are telling you, and you're going, and you want to maybe have a burst in sales or a burst in new members or new prospects. Then you can expand, and always go back to ease of mind when you're expanding, because if you do this with the sense that this is going to be hard, the law of attraction is going to bring you many opportunities for struggle. So we want to keep it very light and very fun. That's all. And then that final one, the bonus R, is about resting and receiving results. If you really are truly in tune and aligned with your empire and growing it with this ease and effortless, allowing the big ideas to come and being inspired to take action, you will definitely be in that flow of resting and receiving. So that's my theory, and it works over and over again. So we are so glad. Wow, we have a whole bunch of people here. Yay! So we're going to talk about magic today. Who's brought their magic wands, and who's brought their magic selves? Look at everyone. You guys look so good. All right, so who wants to go first? How was the week this week? Anyone have any great wins?
I had an awesome week.
Awesome week.
Very magical and very playful, with a whole lot of fun. And it was just like, yeah, my spirit just really wanted to have a lot of fun this week, and it just happened. And so a very big awakening too yesterday. My joy to express myself and my purpose of how I am to express myself. And that is through the awakening. You know, it started with myself awakening, and that's my purpose, just to help others awaken. And it's really hitting me as to why, you know, yeah, I came up with the whole wake up program, but now I get that it came first. I had to follow it.
Right. Nice. Yay. Yeah. Good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Hi, Elaine. I see your nice smile back there. That's kind of cool. That's like the funnest thing I've seen. You know what I want to do to your little smiley face, though? I want to put glitter eyelashes on it. Because that would be magical.
Oh, that would look fabulous. Yeah.
Just teasing. Well.
This, Dawn, this little flag came back as one of the things that I bought at this laughter conference that I was in at LA a couple of weeks ago. And I brought all kinds of things back, even this. This is even more fun.
That's great. Yay.
So, today I needed to put this up because I've had more difficulty getting into my playful spirit. So I thought, I'll look at myself, I'll see that there, I'll remember to smile.
Yeah. Because I know when I look at myself on a Hangout, I just can't help but cracking up. I don't know why, it just makes me giggle. So anyway, so who else got some wins for this week? Kathy, you have anything going on? Can I even hear you? That's the question. I'm wondering if I can hear you today. I think you're muted.
There, now can you hear me?
Yay! Yes,
Oh, okay.
absolutely.
I had my default microphone set instead of... Okay, I got it fixed now. Let's see what's been going on. Lots of stuff, okay?
All right. Well,
Just a lot of awarenesses of like, I've been doing, I found this book, Soul Coaching, because I've been looking at different coaching things, you know, like what do I want to do with myself? And I found this book by Denise Lynn called Soul Coaching, and it takes you through, like, you can do it every week, and it's actually taken me like a month to go through each of the things, but it's working like with each element, and the first one was fire, and then the second one is water. And for water, you're supposed to look at like clearing up all kinds of, it's like cleaning things out and purging things, and so emotional stuff. So I've just been coming to just a lot of realizations of places where I have things that I didn't even notice, just like all the stuff that I have in my house, and I have so many people in my house that it's often quite messy, you know, and I just really realized that all of this stuff is like I just kind of like don't notice it so that I don't have to deal with it. Right, because I don't want to have to spend all my time cleaning up stuff and cleaning things and doing things, right? So I just shut that off. But then I realized that shutting that off is disconnecting me from all kinds of like, it's shutting off a lot of emotion too. Like I'm living in, I want beauty. I want to be surrounded by beauty. I want to make things beautiful, and I've had to just like turn so much off so that I could deal with shoes and the socks and the things that don't belong to me, as well as my own stuff that I don't, my papers and stuff I don't, you know, take care of. So it's like, wow, I just didn't realize how much I was shutting off of myself. So I've been like cleaning things up and opening things up, and too many things to really talk about in an hour. I took the whole hour for myself, but it's been good. It's been a good, expanding, eye-opening week.
nice.
So.
It's beautiful.
Nice. That's kind of been a theme for you, though, Kathy, this whole year. Like, you've been cleaning up and, you know, just in increments. I think we give ourselves too much of a hard time when we don't get it all done, like, in, you know, 3 days. Like, you know, when I had the garage sale at the beginning of the summer, I thought everything would be out. And it's just been, you know, that gave me momentum to keep going.
Yeah.
So I celebrate the momentum and not give myself a hard time for not getting it done. And, you know, I love the Abraham quote, you know, you're never going to get it done.
Right. You're never going to get it done.
Yeah. So.
You can't get it wrong.
Yeah, you can't get it wrong, and you're never going to get it. So. Hey, Robert, you're next on my list anyways, so how's your week? Glad to have you here.
It's good to be back. I wasn't aware that the theme today was magic, and I don't know that I'm fully prepared for that, but I'm looking forward to hearing from everyone else, especially Mark, although we lost Mark. He's like a bona fide magician. Was that his idea to have that theme?
We were kind of collectively talking about it, and I don't know if it was his idea specifically or what, but yeah. So tell us about your wins. What's going on with you?
Wow, I'm with Kathy. Kind of a crazy week. Lots of stuff going on. Upbeats, my new music project, continues to probably be the biggest win. We continue to have people signing up like crazy for this daily email subscription thing that we started kind of on a whim to help people start their day with a piece of positive music. And I am like the least musical person on the planet. I don't sing. I don't play an instrument. I can't remember the lyrics to songs. My kids laugh at me when I dance. But I get the power of music and the importance of music and the ability of music to really get us into a positive state. And started working with a friend who handles all the technology side of what we're doing, and it's just been remarkable. It's been really, really cool. And it's kind of a side project for me because it's just a free email right now. I think down the road it could definitely be a business opportunity as it grows, but right now it's just a free email, so there's no cash flow or anything in it. So I can't really be doing it full time, but it's so exciting and so fun. I wish I could be doing it full time. So
Nice.
amidst all the other chaos of work and personal and family and everything else, that was definitely the big kind of shining light of a win for me.
Good. I love your upbeats. Did you get because I replied to one of your emails last week.
Yeah, it actually goes to my partner Sean, but he forwarded it to me. And I was at an event this past weekend with, it was a Stanford Alumni Association event because my wife is a Stanford graduate. And we heard a presentation by a music student from Stanford, and he was talking about an experience he had singing in a cathedral somewhere, and there was hardly anybody there, and he was kind of disappointed. And then later on, he found out what a powerful impact their music had had on one of the people who was there. And that's kind of the way it's been with Upbeats, where we're getting these messages from people that are telling us what an impact it's really having. And really, really touching to be hearing from people. And I'm really very curious about what the heck Mark is up to as I'm watching him on video with his little props and stuff. So
He's got
maybe you
toys.
should switch over to him.
When Mark brings toys to the hangout, we're in trouble. I hope you brought your ukulele.
That's upstairs.
All right, Mark.
No, it's taken 20 minutes to get into this call. Oh, look, the
You
Duke man.
want to borrow mine?
You just
Yeah, absolutely.
That's not a
Virtual.
ukulele. That's a
You
joy.
might as well. I don't know how to play it.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I'll strum over here and you finger it. There you go.
No comments.
Upbeat, it's making money for him. It's bringing all our faces into a cheery grin. Upbeat, speeds, that's the way to start your day. Call Robert McPhee. He'll help you to play. Okay.
Awesome. Hey, you know what?
Sorry.
What was your URL for Upbeats again, Robert? Because
it's dailyupbeats.com.
all right. So if anyone's watching from the outside, it's dailyupbeats.com.
Yep.
Where you can go and get a great music video sent to you every day.
Yep. The idea is to start your day with a piece of positive music. So
nice. Yeah. I don't know if you've had Philadelphia Freedom on there yet, but I'm pushing for it.
Yeah. Okay. We have some serious lobbying going on. No, it's been really fun. That's the other thing that's been fun is all the suggestions that are coming in from the people who have signed up. So
yeah, I guess that you wouldn't have to be the only mastermind behind it. You got a whole
extensive knowledge and experience in the music industry will take us about this far.
I love that you're doing it, though. That's great.
No, it's been fun.
So, Mark, are you up for sharing your wins? And every time I click on you, my screen's blank.
Is Mark out in the wilderness or?
Yes, I'm in the backyard because there's construction in my room, so you would be listening to hammers and saws and all sorts of good stuff.
Maybe we had our first survivalist on the hangout.
Nice. Yeah, definitely survivor. Can everybody hear me?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I can't hear you. You go in and out, Dawn. In fact, I had to log on 15 minutes ago. I heard one word from you, and then, and I looked at all your smiling faces for 15 minutes, but they weren't moving. They were all frozen. It was very exciting. I'm on an Android phone, just in case that helps. Okay, that was not my win, clearly, from this week. We are moving forward on the fundraiser. I have my first presentation to a sponsor today. I'm very excited at 2:30, so yay. You can all see me walking out with at least a $5,000 check from that meeting. And yay. And yesterday was an absolutely lovely day after the Center for Spiritual Living. I went over to an old acquaintance's celebration of life, where I sang a few songs and read a reading from Henry Scott Holland called Death is Nothing at All. It's really, really lovely. A nice way to spend the afternoon. There were about 100 people there. The guy was 90 years old. He used to bicycle to work from West LA to downtown every day. Really, really cool guy. And retired out here in Thousand Oaks and did his volunteering for the arts and historical societies, and then left us this year at 90. So we had a good send-off for him. Always nice to do that.
Nice. So what were the props that you brought in today? I was wondering about your props.
Well, I was eating, and then this is Buddy the dog's bear, little bear. He has a big bear, and this is little bear. And I was just, kind of tenderizing myself so I could be gentle and loving on the call instead of angry and frustrated that the friggin' Google Hangout thing is, well, let's just say it's not right. What other props did I have? I'm unaware of the props. Robert,
I think that was it. I saw the teddy bear.
I think I might have seen a bottle of Advil. Maybe that was just.
Yes. Oh, yes. Okay. Ibuprofen.
Okay, there you go.
A rare moment. So we're just doing wins. I didn't miss the topic.
My DEA background, I'm trying to spot the drugs.
Nice.
Well,
here's my tomato drug, cherry tomatoes.
Oh, nice.
Here's one for Robin, and one for Kathy, one for Andrea, one for Dawn, and one for Lane, and none for you, Robert, because you caught my ibuprofen. No.
Sorry. I'm not a big tomato guy anyway. That's cool.
Oh, I love him. I'll take his.
Oh, okay.
Take Robert's. We're talking about magic today. Magic, remember?
Oh, good. Magic.
Yeah. Robin, do you have any wins for the week?
I have a win. It's completely unrelated to what we're talking about, and I'm going to dare show it.
Excellent. Show it.
Can you see it?
Oh,
I
wow.
love.
Well, hold it still. Oh, that's nice. And you made
Can you
that.
tell? Okay, I did. That's for Crystal. And I used to make everything. I used to make all my clothes, and I haven't sewn anything for years, and I just made that for Crystal, and it made all those I ams, I cans, all that, every single part of that, like, went into me. Because it took me the whole weekend, because I had to figure a bunch of stuff out. Even though it looks simple, it's not. And that was really cool for me, because I completely unplugged from everything else for the whole weekend, except I listened to some cool stuff while I was working on it. And it was so nice to completely let go of all my anxiety or, things, the taunting, thinking, and just be in this space. And it made me connect back to myself in a way that I haven't for so long. It was so fun and joyful. So that was a big lesson for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is
I'm
great.
sure it'll help my business.
And what was that last part?
I'm sure it will help my business.
Oh yeah, it always helps our business. Every time we're more aligned with who we are, the only result is goodness for us in every area. So, yeah. Magical. So maybe that stitching time was every stitch was sowing a seed of magic.
Yes. It's going an affirmation into me.
Yeah. Oh, that's powerful. I think you could start a club for knitting affirmations or sewing affirmations on blankets. People would be like, okay.
Yeah, I think it was just the creative process and really tapping into it and solving every little problem. Like, I set myself up to have to do this with a deliverable time, and I committed myself to that time. So it's not like, oh well, maybe. No, this had a real firm date, and I had to do it. And I never felt myself struggling with, oh no, I can't do it. Because I felt like the commitment in me at a powerful level, maybe that I haven't allowed myself to feel for a while. And so I think I shot through a bunch of beliefs, blocks, whatever, because I actually did that. And though it was a blanket, it wasn't some client thing or whatever, it doesn't matter. It was just blocks were going sideways all over the place by doing that. So.
Yeah, I love it. It sounds like you were in that resistance-free zone that we were talking about on Wednesday.
Yeah, that one that Andrea mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, that one that Andrea mentioned. She invented the resistance-free zone. I thought that was what a perfect way to describe choice. So, yay.
Yay. That's
I had a
awesome.
great week too. I spent, well, last week, spent the entire week in Washington, D.C., having just the best view, having zero, um, nothing to worry about at all. My mother-in-law is like the little Energizer bunny. She can do everything. Like, I don't know how she does it, but some people are designed to be caretakers and doers of things, of the housework. She was actually here taking care of my kids at night in the evening, and she'd go back to her house and take care of her house during the day. So I don't know what they put in her coffee. She doesn't drink coffee. So she's just one of those people that can get things done, and I didn't have to worry about anything. So that was good. DC was fun to be. It was very fun to be in this, like we were in Arlington, but it was fun to be there on the day after the elections. Like to feel that energy. I'm um, just kind of sensitive to the feel of what's going on, and it was like you could feel like this relief, a collective relief from the people that were around me in ways, and that felt good, regardless of what side of the what side, how you voted, I guess. But that sense of that relief felt really good. And we had a great, nice hotel. It wasn't brand new or anything, but the people were really genuinely friendly. You don't find that all the time when you travel, and that was great. And just to remind everybody, we're not going to have the hangout next Monday. I will be traveling to LA and LA. For the day. And what else?
Just one?
Well, pretty much. I'm going to be there for 23 hours.
Where?
LA.
We'll come and meet you.
No,
well, LA is
like
a
packed agenda.
A big place. Well, we'll come and wave at you.
Yeah, wave at me as I'm flying in on the airplane. What else was I going to say? Oh, and then the Empire Building Start workshop. If anyone has still not feel comfortable or want to go into that worksheet again within a workshop, we're going to do that on November the 19th from noon until 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it'll be a 2-hour workshop. I'm going to hold your hand as we go through that, and I'm also going to let you know which invisible fences or which pieces of resistance will show up at every step of the way, because there's different resistances that will come up, different mind chatter that comes up at each step of the way. So knowing what those are, it's very helpful, and especially in knowing which step you personally get stuck on every time, and because you usually will get stuck on the same thing every single time you do something new. So that's really good to know. So that's on November 19th, and I'm pretty sure that link is on the event page if anyone.
Dawn, what day is that?
It's a Wednesday.
Wednesday?
Wednesday afternoon, and yep, Wednesday afternoon from noon until 2 p.m. And give yourself time to go over. That might, if you're going to need more time, I have until 3 o'clock to stay with anybody who doesn't get that together. So I just want to make sure everybody is aware of what day that is. And what else? We'll do it through Hangout, so just like we're doing now, except for it'll be more focused and fun. Well, not more fun than this, but it'll be more focused. So what else is going on? We're going to talk about magic today. Magic. Who's got some magic to bring in?
It's upstairs, packed away in the construction room, where I would have had a little show and tell for you.
The magic.
How did the topic of magic come about, Dawn?
Well, it's a good question. I don't remember. I just remember agreeing to it. What was it? What was the topic? We were talking about easy and magical. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Ah, that's what it was.
Back to easy. How to get back to easy and have it be magical.
Yes, there you go. That was the topic. Getting back to having your business be easy so it feels magical.
Okay.
Do you have thoughts on that? Because I have, like, I think this is my whole purpose in life, is to help people take it easy on themselves and really get into a sustainable place of and sustainable, it doesn't mean not growing. I want people to understand that, because sustainable is one of those words that people go, oh, like it's green. If you think about it being green and evergreen and ever growing, those are, when I think of the words sustainable, that's what I'm thinking of. So, yep. Any thoughts on what you do to make things easy? Because we can make it hard all the time.
I want to say something.
That seems to be the default.
Yeah. Rob, Kathy, what was that you wanted to say?
I was going to say something about when Robin was talking about disconnecting from everything and just being like in the moment. That I've noticed lately that I'm spending a lot of time like reading things online about what I could be doing and how I could grow my business and how I could do this and could do that, and it's like I've unplugged from all of that stuff. I've been trying to really like unsubscribe from all of the newsletters and the emails and stuff, and stop reading all that stuff so that I can give myself space to figure out what it is that I want to do, and when we were talking just over the past couple weeks, and I've been thinking about how everything that I've done has always been for other people, and I've never done things for myself, like what do I want to do? And Andrea said, you get to decide what you want to do one day. And it was like, really? I get to decide? That's like a strange concept. But to stop getting all that outside input and to really just be quiet and create some space so that some magic can happen, so that I can think about what it is that I really do want to do. And I think that I've been doing that lately, and my art is what I do want to do that. That's something that I love to do, and now that my walls are full, I need to do something with this. So I guess that gives me an offer now. I need to have a meaningful offer. I need to get rid of some of this stuff so I can make some space for some more paintings to go. So.
Yeah, I love what you were. Go ahead. I heard somebody. Was that Elaine? Were you chiming in there, Elaine?
Mm-mm.
Nope. I heard some noise in the back.
Did Kathy's microphone drop? Maybe.
What?
Oh, there I thought maybe your microphone had dropped out.
Oh.
Fine.
Yeah, I don't know if you got a chance, Kathy, to listen to the Women Think and Grow Rich hangout this month. It's the first Wednesday. You might enjoy going back and listening to that if you haven't, because we talked about choice and about the power of being in the place of decision, which is, that really hard masculine term, but to make a choice, that's what creates this resistance-free zone that you're talking about. Choosing who you're going to listen to, choosing which messages you really, really resonate with, and choosing to be a part of that vibration. Well, just, you can call it that vibration, as opposed to thinking you should do something. That idea that somebody else is telling us what we should do in our business. Now, there's proven things that work, right? But they don't really work for everyone. This is true. This is a truth. There's proven things that work. They're proven to work for somebody all the time, every time, but they may not work for you if you're not centered on what, yourself, what you were talking about what you want for your business. Because you could put yourself, there's a big disconnect for most people between their business and themselves. And we're, there is magic, and we'll talk about this. The magic is making your business, putting you back into your business. That's where the magic comes from. If you can put your own personal life purpose and match that up and align that with your business, the purpose of your business, then there's simply magic. It's magical. It is easy. It makes things easy because it creates a space of non-resistance because you're choosing to serve people who value you, and that's kind of magical, and that makes it easy. That's a piece of this whole empire building puzzle that makes things much easier. Take a deep breath, because when you're choosing, and Seth Godin just wrote a blog post about this, so I reposted it, and I thought, oh my gosh, this is brilliant. Choosing people who are choosing you. Choosing to serve people who choose you. That was his blog post this morning. I thought, that's a great thought for creating ease. What do you have there, Mark?
I'm writing on my notebook, choosing
It looks
serve
like
people who choosing you. What did it look like to you?
Choosing you in what context, Dawn?
Well, choosing people who are choosing to work with you, and what Seth was talking about this morning is like there's a lot of people that are kind of beating themselves, beating their head against the wall, trying to work with an audience who they're maybe not qualified to work for, or to work with, or choosing an audience who is maybe not the perfect and ready audience for them. And so when he was talking about choosing the audience, or the people that you serve, choosing the people who choose you, that's the magic. There's people who want what you have. That's the piece. There's people who are just they're just so ready for you to share what you have to offer. And what we do sometimes, and it's a distraction form, it's a form of distraction, is that we think that, or we either judge ourselves, I'm not ready to serve those people, or we judge them, they're not ready to work with me, which makes a huge disconnect, and it's really crazy. But when the magic comes is when you're in that place of non-judgment, and you just know that you're destined, you're really meant to work with these people. I think like you did, Robert, is that kind of what it felt like when you made your shift, or did you feel more connected to your audience when you kind of shifted to and I'm not sure you're still shifted there, but shifted to serve the fathers with families and who want to grow their great businesses too?
Yeah, that was part of it. And at the same time, I think what you're talking about is a little bit different, because what I hear you saying is really pay attention to what's working and do more of that, as opposed to trying to hammer a square peg into a round hole.
Yeah.
And I do think that that's a brilliant strategy, especially for people who have been in business and have had the opportunity to be out there a little bit and kind of see who does respond well to the work that they do. I think it's a little bit more difficult for people who are just getting started. At some point, you do have to make a decision, kind of who your target market is, and that was kind of my deal with the identifying business owners who also really want to be really great parents, was partially driven by targeting, looking at the people who I'd worked with, but also targeting just what's really important to me. And I think that's another really important part of this whole conversation about magic. When things are really magical is when we're on purpose, and we might be working really hard, but it doesn't feel like hard work. It feels easy and effortless, and so much of that has to do with, and I know this is an important part of your empire building formula, is the sense of really being on purpose and making the contribution that we're here to make. And then, if I'm working 12-hour days, but I'm on purpose, I'm not going to feel like I'm working hard. It is going to feel magical and easy and effortless. That's
so true. That is so true. There is no hard work in doing the work that you're meant to do. And I think that people just don't get that. I mean, my grandfather was a farmer, and that is hard work. But it was not hard work for him. He would wake up, he would be done with his morning chores, and be back in for breakfast and to sit there and listen to the, the farm report and have breakfast with us when, before the sun came up. I mean, he would be done, completely finished with it. And I never heard him ever say that what he was doing was hard work. He respected the land. Respected he respected the crops. He respected the cows. He's like, they have a job to do. I have a job to do. I mean, that was kind of his whole mojo. And he didn't have a lot to say, but he wasn't somebody who considered his work hard work. Now, put me out there to do anything at all that he was doing, and it would have been really difficult for me to do that. So, yeah, I think that was a great point. There's Mark coming back. So that, yeah, finding, and I like what you brought up was about when you're starting out, choosing. You have to choose something. Oh, he just left too. Got all these things going on. But as Robert was saying before he left,
Patrick, we substituted me for him. He's going to be back when I disappear.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's magic.
That is magical. But when you're starting out, choosing, like he was saying, is when you're starting out, you have to make a choice about who you're serving. And it is a choice. And as you're choosing who you're serving, you're going to find, and the magic of this is, and Andrea, we talked about this a lot, is that you're going to find that when you're choosing and you're in that space of, I choose to serve these people, that your awareness of where they are is going to increase unless you're creating some kind of resistance to it. And that's where coaching comes in, like that's where, having a great partner to walk you through the step, or, a mastermind partner or a dog that you can talk to. It just gets crazier, doesn't it? Turned into a dog. But the way our minds work, our subconscious minds work, is all of a sudden we become more aware of the things that we're choosing. Okay? I mean, this is psychology. This is in every single psychology book. Psychology 101, not even psychology, 200 or 300. This is basic. When you choose to buy a red car, you will become more aware of all the other red cars on the road. You choose to buy a yellow Mustang, and you've never seen one before, and you drive down the road, and you will definitely see a new, other yellow Mustangs. It's magic. It seems like it's magic. They weren't there before, but now they are. But this idea of choosing allows you to be now in a greater awareness of where they are, and then just moving towards that with less and less resistance. Just allowing yourself to take those conscious choice steps forward and having great conversations, doing that preparing to profit, the marketing, communicating with those people, learning how to communicate with those people in a way that's very connected, as a very, where you're making connections and you're engaging and you're finding mutual ground.
Hey, Dawn.
Yes.
I want to speak about the magic of allowing yourself to be in your own most satisfying.
Oops. You just muted yourself, I think, Elaine.
Oops.
Because I really want to hear what you're saying.
Okay. So when I'm playing, I'm typically feeling better. That's a resonance of me. And so, like in the last week, I found myself connecting with a particular community of people, and I went in and I got really playful with a greeting to the group, writing some kind of, it started out rhyming, but then it shifted to non-rhyming poetry, but it was appreciated. And it was put out there without, it was just an offer as a gift. It was just me being there and not expecting anything particular in return. But it ended up yielding like so much more fruit than I could have imagined. So I guess part of the thought that I have right now is there are times when you're in your process of putting forth your offer to your particular audience, and that's moving in the flow of how it's moving. But then other times you're just following your inclination, you know, your intuition to play, to express, to, you know, just be your own brand, so to speak.
Right, yeah.
And then, you know, you may find that those little sprinklings of fairy dust out there end up bringing blessing to things that aren't really, you know, necessarily your target audience, but they're just helping uplift the whole because you're just choosing to let your light shine. You know, you're just choosing to take off your lampshade. And so that's an indirect blessing or magic that then really helps everybody. And it might not be directly look like it's your business, but it's just kind of being your isness. And
Your business, I like that.
That helps the magic.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
May I say something?
Sure.
Well, just because, you know, we talk, listen, the industries that we're in, we are a business, as you know, you very wonderfully remind us, Dawn, about we need to bring ourselves to our business because we are our business. We don't sell furniture. We're not a furniture store, even though we would want to bring some of that into that brand if that was our brand. But so for sure, Elaine, like, absolutely, our isness is our business. And when we can be in our isness, yeah, we shine. Like, we shine so bright because we really are being one with our spirit and doing and laughing and playing and magic and all of that stuff. As I really experienced this past week from having that real playful, fun, going out, meeting new people. Nothing was, quote unquote, really about business, except it was about Andrea, and Andrea is her business. So I was really fully in my isness. And it's, I love how you said we take our lampshade off. So, yeah, we need to, it's really important. And it's okay, I guess, at those times when, you know, part of our isness is doing that cleansing so that we can be opening up that space for the fun. I think it's just really about, if we can, being as balanced as we can possibly be. So, because, you know, some days, some weeks, there's not a lot of that. But if we can get it in, it makes all the difference. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like, I love your happy face guy and your little court gestures hat. Like, it's great. And it reminds us, and it puts a smile on our face. And what a huge difference.
What a smart cat. Is that a yarmulke or is that a bowl?
It's a pot. It's the closest thing I could get to a lampshade.
Okay.
Just wanted to honor Elaine and instantly respond to her suggestion.
You've got a lot of fun going on.
I really like that we're talking about this isness, because it's when I'm really in my isness that everything happens. And what happens to me, which kind of goes with what Kathy was talking about, if I listen to, okay, you got to do this, you got to set up this, you got to do this autoresponder, you got to do all this kind of stuff, and I just somehow lose myself sometimes, and just to be able to flow, be me, and know that what I do is, as my husband says, I plus people. And I'm like, well, wait a second, you're not in Google Plus. And he's like, I'm not talking about that. It's when you're with people, they get better, they improve, something happens, something, and it's not just me, it's them. It's like a kind of a, like I put on my little tag, it's hatching magic, stuff happens.
Yeah.
And so that's being in your isness, and that isness being in your business is just all important. And for me, it's like getting back to the simplicity of that, which is why I wanted so much to hear about ease, because the simplicity of that is everything. It's the core of everything. And that's what we all want from each other. We don't want all this other piled over stuff that people tell us we have to do. We don't want that.
Well, and you don't. And the truth is, you don't need it. I mean,
Yeah.
that is the total truth. I mean, there's still businesses out there who are doing quite well without an opt-in on their websites. You know, there's tons of them out there. They're doing business in a way that is more them than anything. You know, like they're connecting with their audience, their people that they're meant to serve somewhere. They're touching them because they are they're getting paid. The biggest, I mean, there's so many opportunities for this ease. And one of the things, you know, we talked about this maybe last week, I don't know, I don't remember, but, you know, when we're using our will, W-I-L-L, and the way it's designed, it's just to say, okay, this is the mold, the container, the resting spot for, you know, the results that I'm manifesting. So you can form your will into any image or any picture or mold that you can imagine. Okay, so it's not a force. You're not forcing something. You're saying, okay, this is the lifestyle. If you're going to use your will and form the mold of the lifestyle that you are creating, having this in your back, and you know, having this going on in the back of your mind, and just saying, no matter what happens to me, my will has created this container that this is what the result is. I can do anything that I want. I mean, and this is real. This is like, you know, as spiritual and metaphysical as you can get, and truth. So let's get that. We'll just throw that out there, because if you're in the business of constantly needing to do something, you're going to need to constantly do something and do more and do more and do more and do more. And what we know that this is absolutely not the way of ease. So starting from this place of ease that says, okay, I know and I trust, like the E is creating, when you go through the empire building program, like if you're going through the whole program, that first step, you create the mold. You know, you are setting the mold of your into form, so you know what you're creating. And it's not always, you know, sometimes our spirit will give us, create this product, or create this picture, or create this, you know, painting, Kathy, or create this but sometimes it's way more general than that, right? So it's like, create this lifestyle. Again, for me, it's like, create this lifestyle that you can work from wherever you are, and that you're not grounded or, you know, imprisoned by a certain location, is how I feel about that. Not everybody feels that being, you know, needing to work in one place is like prison, but for me that would be. But creating the mold. My dad was a machinist, and he made molds for plastics, plastic injection molding. And this is really what your will is. You create the mold, and then every single piece of plastic that you inject in it makes the same thing over and over and over again. So you get into this space where you know that no matter what you do, your action, like Elaine was saying, your action to go and have fun and be playful on this thing, it doesn't matter. She's got, if you're trusting, we talked about that last on Wednesdays, hang out when we were talking about decision, is when you trust that where you are is the exact place to be, and you've set your will, you know that that everything that you do, no matter what it is that you're doing, is moving you towards manifesting what your will has already given you the image of what is for you. Now, if you could get all of that, wrap that around your mind, but the magic in that whole thing is being able to be in this place of trust when you're doing something that doesn't necessarily, isn't like, oh, you should do this in business, or you should be focusing on your offer. No. If you know what your offer is, and if you know what you're creating and what your will has, what you're manifesting, because you've already set it up, you've used your imagination in a very powerful way, then how easy is it to do anything that you really want without ever doubting that you're in the right spot? How's that for a lot of ease?
I like that. It's very deep, but I love it. Yeah.
I like to talk about the plastic going into the mold. I'm thinking about my old plastic goop thing where I got to make the creepy crawlers. I don't know if anybody on this panel did that, but I sure could use that concept of that mold and what that is actually for me. That's juicy and enticing.
Yeah, and you do that and we talked about the container of, like of where you want the energy of money to go. That's the same thing. Like when you're directing the energy of money towards where it belongs. I mean, you're creating that mold, that form, the spiritual imprint in your bank account. It says, okay, this is where I want you to go. And okay, and then once it gets to this point, then you can go, okay, I'm going to expand it. Now, I want you to go here. And you just keep expanding the mold and expanding your consciousness to greater levels of belief in what's possible. I mean, that's the whole point of a goal anyways, is to expand our belief of what's possible. But people have really twisted goals up. And they've created a society that doesn't, it's either so goal-oriented that they are totally out of their spirit and out of themselves, or they just have broken their will. Like they just don't have the ability to contain energy for themselves or for anything.
I like the way you said that, Dawn.
What's that?
I like the way you had expressed that regarding goals.
Yeah.
And what happened to, it's almost like we've become Stepford wives or Stepford individuals when it comes to setting that goal. And that whole robotic, and have lost the whole, what it was supposed to be for the individual.
Mm-hmm. So. It was always about, it was always about creating, raising your awareness and raising consciousness. That's the whole point of a goal, is to allow you to expand into something else. And it's never been about getting anything. And I'm not the first person to say that, so I didn't invent this.
No, I know, but you don't hear your view as much as you hear the other, where we're led to set your goal and attain your goal. The goal is to be attained. It is for the outcome. What's Mark saying?
Oh, wow.
Stepford wives, yeah, for sure. I know, eh?
How did it get to be? I can't even believe it's 11 or 1:06 here. It's like 6 after the hour. I just checked. I'm like, that is insane.
We got kind of a late start.
It was magic.
It was magic.
You went so deep, time stopped to exist.
Time sped up.
I think it was that dog.
I want to honor our time together, and anyone who's like watching from the outside, thanks for watching.
I want to do a quick share, because actually, while I was goofing around, you guys inspired me, and from the moment we jumped off of the Seth Godin to going into the goals, when I said that thing about making my presentation this afternoon, and myself bring away at least a $5,000 check. That didn't feel really right. These guys are guys who have chosen me to play with before, not necessarily in this big a way, but I want to focus on that the guys I'm presenting to are people who we've chosen each other. We really like to work together in ways. They're a tutoring company called Know-It-All Tutors. Very, very bright guys and really focused on community service. And instead of going in there with the goal of $5,000, my approach, and I wrote it down, is going to be, you guys are really good at what you do, and I want your message to go out wide and deep and clean, and I want to make it easy for you to be your first choice, to be the first choice in your marketplace. I'm not sure this is the right vehicle, but I want to explore it with you. And maybe this particular production isn't the right timing for you, but maybe you have a school that you want to penetrate that is much more important for you, and we can do one there. So just open the whole thing up instead of being narrow focused on the goal of, I'm walking in, I'm getting a $5,000 check for this performance in February. I could be shooting could be, I don't know what the metaphor is, shooting the golden calf that laid the golden egg. Right. They might be much more aligned to doing something later on down the road that's much bigger, and that they could initiate themselves, which I wouldn't have to do. But because I'm constricting it to this goal that I need, I could be screwing that whole thing up. So you really made a huge difference in my thinking about this afternoon. I'm not going to be crazy on getting a finished presentation in front of them so much as, hey, I want to brainstorm with you guys, and the reason I'm here is because I want your message to go out. And I think I've got a way of doing that. Let's look at it together. This really helped me a lot. I hope this made some sense.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
That's awesome, Mark.
Yeah, I love that. It's so much bigger, like you.
Yeah.
Or setting goals like that, like what you're saying, is setting the goal to get $5,000. That's limiting the possibility. Yep. That could be totally limiting the possibility. It's like you're like saying, that's what I want. Stop, instead of letting it be as big as it wants to be.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're so much more than that.
Thank you. I mean, and I'm also going to tell them, hey, it's normally $7,500, but for you it's $5,000. But I don't know that this is the right thing for you right now. Let's take a look at it. And I just want to share, if anybody's on the call where I didn't mention last week, I just love the idea of languaging something as a beta version. Oh. But this is our beta version, and that's why it's less money, and that's why we're going to learn together. And then, but you've got the right of first refusal for the alpha version. You're first in line, and in fact, we're going to have to take you out of line because you're it. That's part of buying into the beta is you're the alpha.
That's nice.
Enough said.
Yeah, and I'd like to just add. I mean, you know what? I'm going to add this, and then when I stop the broadcast, so we can honor everybody's time. But when you're this is the brilliance of being multidimensional, being able to think on different levels at the same time. Having this conversation, this very expansive conversation with your people, Mark, where you're expanding the possibilities of them working with you, and at the same time, knowing that you've set the mold with your will for the thing that you really want to go off. It goes off, like you've got this project that you're working on, to set your will to say that mold is complete, it's perfect, it's full, it has the funding, all those check marks that you need for it to be a success for you. But it doesn't have to come from these people, and this is the beauty of using your will and this expansive kind of, this expansive ease conversation, is that, at one place your will knows that this is happening, but it doesn't have to come from this conversation, and it gives you this, it puts you in the vibration of giving as opposed to chasing. And that is way more attractive than I need to find 5 people to fill this thing. And having that kind of a conversation with them is really attractive. as opposed to pushy. But keep the the multidimensional will. Keep it kind of understanding that regardless of what happens here, that the thing that you are creating is already done. You got that? I mean, that was we can use our minds are so powerful. We just don't let them do multitasking in that way. And it's not multitasking, it's multidimensional creation when you have your will doing something while your body is having a conversation with somebody that may or may not be a part of that.
So I'd like to ask the Mastermind's blessing, affirmation, energy in this to all of you. Feel what Dawn just said for this particular project of mine, if you would, that this show on February 22nd is completely sponsored and paid outside sponsor who gets great benefit and great satisfaction of being involved in this project, and great return on investment. And so it is.
So it's done.
I feel it.
And that is using the collective will of the mastermind to see it.
Dankeschön.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate that a lot.
You're welcome.
I think a lot of people benefit. Amen.
Yes.
Awesome.
I noticed one of the resistances that came up in me, and I'm going to share it if it's of value, was that, very nice. So you're moving from being a closer and getting things done to just leaving things wide open, and are you really just avoiding going out and getting the money that you need and letting that process go on forever? And then finally I answered back, no, that just means I need to treat each one of these calls like that. And if the answer is to allow more people into the funnel, and then the right ones are going to be there, rather than just zero in on one or two as prime targets and then shoot everything I've got at them.
Yeah.
It's a matter of really, I think the thing I want to walk away from the particular conversation today, and I hope this is helpful to you, is when is our next appointment, number one, but two, are there other businesses that you feel this would be ideal for? You now know what this is. Similar to you guys, not what you do for a living, but similar to your philosophy and way of doing business and the value you could get out of it. If you were me, who would you turn to at this point? And I that's what I do want to close on. I want to make sure I walk away with that, so that I continue to expand the funnel at this point. Because like attracts like.
Yes, absolutely. There's so much value in that conversation. We have some great conversations in here, and I know it looks like everybody, like Elaine popped off and Robert popped off, and everybody's popping off here, but like being able to make the close about something more expansive than just a yes or no, meaning the expansive thing is getting those referrals. There's there's lots of businesses that run their entire business just based on talking to people and asking for referrals. That's it. And they're not even looking for the sale. They're only looking for referrals. So, and they do extremely well that way. So that's there's no right way to do it, but just when you find something, it's Kathy, this is like good for you. Like when you're finding that you're closing in on your I really love to do art. You're closing in on this idea that this art really does jazz me up and it gives me life. I feel energetic. I mean, this is what you want from the work that you do. When you choose to say, okay, I really love this and I would really love to make a living out of doing this. Choosing, okay, can I choose to make a living out of doing this? This is really a choice. Yes, okay, yes. Can I choose that I want to make this kind of a living? You're in that space of now creating the mold. What kind of a living do I want to make out of my art? then you're attracting more and more ideas and opportunities. But the thing is that you still get to do the fun stuff. It doesn't mean that you now have to only think about the businessy side. It means that your fun stuff now gets you excited to do the businessy stuff. That's what we want out of empire building. We want you, you want to be in a place that what you're doing jazzes you up so much. It makes you feel so good that you would say, yeah, I really want to find a way to do this for the rest of my life and get paid really well for it. Oh, yeah, won't that be great? Okay. And it doesn't mean that you're out there, trying to hard sell everything. It's like you're coming from a place of inspiration. People are inspired to buy from you because you're communicating, like Mark was talking about today, in a way that is talking to their highest potential, and their highest good, their highest purposes. You're communicating not to a personality, you're communicating to somebody else's biggest vision for who they are. And that's what your art does. That's what Robin's business does. That's what Andrea's business does. That's what my business does. That's what Mark is doing with what he's doing. So, and being able to be in that space of communicating to the highest purpose of what is going on between two seemingly individual people, then that's magical. So that's the magic and the ease we'll end on today.
Can we affirm that for Kathy before you go any further?
Yeah.
Can we just kind of all as a mastermind do that? I lost a little piece of it, so I'm going to have to ask you to do it. But I'd like to affirm that for Kathy. Or maybe Robin can articulate it.
No, I don't. Well, I don't know if I can articulate. Just communicating to the highest potential for all of us, for each of us. I'd like to ask the mastermind to just, is that what we're saying, sort of like a prayer for us to all be living from that as a fullest expression of that we are tapped into that, our will, our container, and our expression of that with ease and grace and flow, that we all are existing from that place, and our isness is flowing from that place, and from there, those who are called to be with us and we're called to be with, we're speaking at the highest level for the most benefit for everybody involved. That's what I want from the mastermind.
Yeah.
I see and feel that for Robin. I see and feel that for Kathy. I see and feel that for Andrea. I see and feel that for Dawn, Elaine, and Robert. It is good. It is joyous. It is incredibly powerful, and so it is.
So it is.
Thank you.
Nice.
Awesome. Thank you.
Right. Bye, everyone.
Grateful to all you guys. Thank you.